Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel, and I'm your host for LT Productions. And you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Sistas. This is season 7. I think this is episode 19 or 20. I forgot which one. I heard that there's one more episode before the season finale. So it looks like we got 22 episodes, I think. At least from my count. But anyways, I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video, and also please subscribe to this channel as free ways to support this channel. And also you can leave your comments below. Alright, so let's get into it. Now, I don't think I'll be before you long. It's like stuff was happening but not really happening at the same time. So we start off where we left off in the last episode, and it was Gary announcing about him being engaged to Andy. And of course everyone's in disbelief. Andy, say something. And then in Andy's true fashion, it's true. I am engaged to Gary. And all at the same time, Gary is insulting the out of people at this thing. And we're like, sir. He was like, yeah, that's right. We do have our wedding. And everyone's invited except the hood couple. And they was looking around, what? Huh? And yeah, that's you, Zach and Fatima. And of course, everybody's been bucking up like they was going to hit him, but they never did, which I think by now they should have. So, of course, there's all sideline chatter, everyone getting their voice in, da-da-da-da-da. Rich is trying to step up and say, why are you here doing all this stuff? Don't you have babies of your own that you got to take care of? Gary's like, is this an interview? Then he was trying to pay his respect to Karen and said, congratulations on both of your babies. Aren't they two menses? I don't understand what all that means, but whatever. Of course, Zach was ready to fight then again. And he was kind of begging and pleading in the most restrained way for Gary, look, we can talk later, da-da-da-da-da. And Gary said, okay, I will leave and come back to our place. They need to clean up this dump anyways. Maurice is having his side commentation. It was funny also. He was like, this is one of the best reality shows that I've seen in a while. He ain't lying. The women go into the other room. The sister circle plus Fatima. And they are like, is this real? And Andy basically was saying, yeah, it's real. And there's nothing that any of you could tell me to stop me from marrying Gary. So all the other girls leave up out of there except for Fatima. Fatima said, yo, is this for real? For real. Andy, what's going on? I know you. And we have been together and through a lot of stuff with Gary. Let me know what's going on. Meanwhile, Maurice was listening at the door earlier in regards to all this, and then he was going back to report to the men about what he heard, and basically Andy said, she's getting married to Gary, and that's that on that. And he said the D must be exquisite for her to act this crazy. I think he says it later, actually. I forgot what it was, but anyways, it may have been then or whatever. However, he excuses himself in the most Maurice fashion. And saying he got to get up out of here, da-da-da-da-da. Everyone else scatters up out of there. What would be the next scene? Oh, we're going to go to Rich. Rich goes and visit. Oh, well, we're going to go to Jordan. Jordan is with the trash assistant, and they're going over debate questions. And just doing that, da-da-da-da. Not much to it. Rich comes in, and the other dude excuses himself, and they start talking about, look, I was at the baby shower, and guess what happened? Andy's getting married to Gary. And Jordan was like, what? Why would he do that after everything that he put her through? But he put us through, da-da-da-da-da-da. And Rich was like, yeah, but don't do nothing about it. Let it go. You got too much stuff to look forward to as far as the election and all of that. Don't put all your stock into this whole situation. It's over. And it's like, Jordan, I need you to step up and act like one of those hero type dudes that are in a lot of the movies and TV shows and say, no, something's not right. Something's not right. And we get a little inkling of that later in the episode, so I'll give him credit for that. Go Jordan. Rich stops by, or what? Yeah, Rich stops by Sabrina's home, and Sabrina was like, "Okay, where you been?" And he said, "I had a little thing to do." And she said, "You went to go see Jordan?" And he said, "Yeah, yeah. Jordan's my boy, and I had to let him know, but he's not going to do anything about anything." So Sabrina tells Rich about DeMonte being, I think I've been saying Del Monte, so excuse me on that, about him wanting to donate his sperm. And Rich was like, "What's up with all that? Does he like you? Or is he going to just nut in the cup and that's that on that? Is he going to be in your life?" She says, "Well, yes and no. If my child wants to know who his father is, his or her father is, then he's still going to be around for that." Rich doesn't like all of that. Rich, what kind of say do you have? I don't understand why Rich and Sabrina are together. You see that there are other plans going on, life decisions you don't want to be a part of, but now because your boyfriend, you think that you have a right to what Sabrina does. It's interesting about those two, whatever. So I don't think you have a right to get mad. You have a right to leave. Sorry, you knew what Sabrina was up to, and now that you've met someone in the flesh who's a possible candidate to be a sperm donor, you don't like it, and then you also think that he likes her, which really it looks like it. Excuse me, it looks like it anyway. So I don't know, Rich, whatever. I don't even care. Zach goes home to relieve, I think her name is Miss Jenkins. The babysitter says that Michael was perfect, we were having a lot of fun. So he takes Michael, the babysitter leaves, and he talks with Michael for a little bit, and he says, "Hey, you're about to be a big brother." And he starts talking about, I had a big brother, but we weren't close, we weren't raised together. But I want you, and I'm going to do my best, you and your sister, to be the tightest that could ever be. Also, he said, "Would you like another brother or sister?" Meaning something from Fatima. For y'all Zatima folks that are just upset, I think there's a little inklings of after pissing us off that they're trying to circle back around and say, "Hey, let's add a little bit of Zatima sprinkle in all of this, By the way, August 25th of 2023 was when the second part of last season of Zatima started airing. And we still don't have a trailer for season 3 yet. But right now, Bruh is on BET Plus, and I think we got to get through that. So I'm thinking nothing's going to happen until probably September, maybe October. That's just my thoughts, but whatever. Just thought I'd add that in there. Let's see. Okay, go back to Fatima and Andy. Andy confesses to what's going on with Gary. He's blackmailing me. I have no other choice because he's going to cause harm to Jordan. She ends up saying, and I didn't realize that that's what Gary was talking about when he said it weeks ago, but he put in money for from the cartel into the campaign that Jordan was doing. So I was like, oh, okay. So that's how the cartel would want to, how he would mix into all of that stuff to try to get rid of Jordan. I was like, okay. That makes a little bit more sense now. Of course, Fatima's there for that. We'll talk a little bit later on what Fatima's plan is. Meanwhile, at the office, Miss Marie comes by. Miss Marie is asking Hayden, "Hey, why don't we take a little trip to one of my private islands and do what we do? It's only you, me, and I think she said wait staff or security, whichever one it was. I don't know." Hayden said, "Hey, that sounds good. It's probably going to be a while, especially considering this case and all that," which finally Hayden is talking like he got some sense. Even she acknowledges like, "Oh, you talking like you're an intelligent lawyer." I like the concern. That's cute. But I don't care. So then she starts touching him all over his body. Meanwhile, Tamara wants to see Hayden. She comes up to the office, and The secretary's gone, so she says, there's a sign there saying, be back in 5 minutes. And she says, oh, that's my opportunity. She goes to the office and sees Marie touching up on Hayden. And Tamara goes off. Why is Tamara going off? I have no clue. I have no clue. I have no clue, but whatever. So Miss Marie stands her ground, and Tamara's like, what the F is this, Hayden? It's not what you think. And Marie was like, oh, it's exactly what you think, baby. I said, Lord. How is this woman so concerned about her husband cheating, and you're having an inappropriate relationship with your lawyer? I don't understand why they did it this way. They're not secretive at all about anything. It's quite interesting. I don't know, because we're still trying to figure out if he got a pencil, what did he actually do to Miss Marie? Like, has it been that long, Miss Marie? Has it been that long? Because unless he's just good at that mouth. You think that's what it is? Because it's like, what? I mean, she starts talking, Tamara starts talking about, hey, so is this the senior citizen that you've been messing around with me? That I found that gray pubic hair in your mouth? And she's gonna say, Miss Marie, that was not gray that you found. It was just glitter that was coming from down here. I said, Lord. So they having this read off of each other. Marie was talking about her teeth. It was quite different and crazy. But two women are fighting over Hayden, of all people. Okay. At this point, Fatima and Andy are at the office, and they see a little bit of the shenanigans that was going on. Fatima make fun of Hayden when they burst out of the office. Oh, looks like you got caught up. So Miss Marie comes by, and she says, Miss Andy didn't know that Miss Marie was coming by. They didn't have any appointments. She said, no, there was something else I had to deal with. Tonight, I'm going to the gala. Da-da-da-da-da. Blah, 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 blah. She was looking at Andy and saying, oh, you look quite, and I'm just paraphrasing, you look quite dreadful, Andy. And whatever you're carrying, you know, concealer is going to be your friend. That's what's going to conceal what's going on with you. Then she walks off, blah, 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 blah. Let's go over to Danny. Danny comes home and Tony comes. Or Danny's already home and then Tony comes. And he's ready to find out what happened at the baby shower. However, he says, you know, I need to take a shower first. And Danny was like, oh, really? Well, let me smell you. He said, oh, I smell awful. So he goes and takes a shower. At the same time that he's in the shower, Danny is hearing Tony's phone go off and off and off. She was ignoring it at first, and then she said, well, wait a minute. This could be important. Maybe the children, maybe there could be a fire someplace. It looks like it's an emergency. Whomever it was just blowing up his phone. So she checks the phone and sees that there's a message from the wife, ex-wife, who's saying about, oh, this gift. You always knew how to give good gifts for anniversary time. I thought that they were divorced. What is she talking about? So then she sends another photo of her titties. Tony gets out, and Danny says, hey, you know, we have a problem. And remember what I said about your wife, or ex-wife? It's really true. And I'm gonna say this about Tony. I'm really sick of you. I didn't see it beforehand, and everybody was going off, and I was just giving you a chance. But I need to understand, why do you always find it your business to go off or lecture Danny? And you make sure that Danny's at fault. When Danny pushes back at any point, you get mad enough, frustrated, and act like she's the problem. No, sir. No. Absolutely not. Some people are calling Danny weak. Well, no, she's talking to that lady now. She's restraining herself, and she's better managing her emotions. Let's not forget part A of the season. I find it repulsing how you steady trying to go at Danny. Oh, you're just jealous. I don't know how many times and how many ways I can actually say that I'm committed to you. Da, 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 da. And Danny's like, it's not about me being jealous. It's about me being right about your ex-wife still wanting you. And it's about you not checking her. Tony's gonna say, oh, I check her all the time. And they said, oh, okay. Well, first she was like, well, does she send you these messages all the time? No, I don't know why she does this. Well, then how are you going to check her this time? At this point, Mark was like, look, I'm about tired about all of this stuff. That we got to keep having the same conversation. Then he's like, tired? What does that mean? I don't have time to talk about this. I'm leaving. So he gathers up his clothes. Now, he came out the shower, glistening. Looked like he was a football player back in the day, the actor. And Danny was like, you're just going to leave when we're having an important conversation? I can't talk to you like this. Well, you are in one of my towels right now. He has a towel wrapped around him. You're just going to have to take it off. And Tony was like, really? You know what? And he throws off the towel, and then he's butt naked, taking out his clothes. Some of y'all are wild online. I think y'all are trolling. But now y'all saying, now you know that this man is effing with the wife. Who in the world would go out the apartment butt naked, came in dirty, and then go out butt naked? He's going back there to go F with his wife. I don't think so, but I've been wrong about certain things. But that's just too wild. I don't think he's going to do that, but whatever. It does seem weird that Tony always projects and says everything is Danny's fault. And I don't like that. But whatever. It's like, no, your family is jacked up, and you don't really want to hold them accountable. I believe this gift that this woman found is what the daughter stole. I think that I'm right on my money on that. So y'all can tell me below what y'all think about that. Let me see. Maurice and Sabrina at the bank. Maurice wants to know what in the world is going on with Andrew. Sabrina was like, it's Andy. And she said, I don't really want to get into all that. It's none of my business. I just got into it with Rich about whatever, about this Damani situation with the fertilizing thing. And Maurice don't want to hear about that. Like, whatever. They talked for a few minutes of foolishness. It wasn't really any of substance. Back to Fatima and Andy. Fatima basically says, you know what? I think we need, and I'm paraphrasing, we need to do something about Gary. It's time out for all this foolishness. And basically, she's implying that she's ready to pow Gary. I have a feeling that this is going to be some type of who shot Gary type of situation. Because I think a lot of people are going to be suspects in all of this. That's what it's looking up to. Is there anything else from anyone before I get to the last part? Gary and Andy, they go ring shopping. And Andy's ready to go after they pick out not ring shopping, wedding destination, whatever, they were doing wedding stuff. So the wedding planner leaves, and she was like, I'm ready to go. And he says, well, before you go, I need your panties. And she's like, well, it's around the time of the month. I don't think that's really a wise thing to do. And he basically said, I don't give an F. Give me your panties so I can smell you all day. He's obsessed and crazy. That's all that is. That's all that is. And I guess she's going to give it to him. Anything else from anyone? Oh, Tony and Rich, they meet up. Rich is not happy. Well, Tony talks about what's going on with the wife and all that good stuff. He feels like Danny's being insecure, and he tells him about what the wife did. Why is she sending me these pictures? And Rich is like, Tony's like, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. So then, I just find it weird that you don't rush over there to handle your wife, but you were so willing to lecture Danny. That's the thing that I don't like about you. Ugh. Let's see, what else? So then we get on the subject of Rich. He's not happy about the sperm donor. And Tony's like, wait a minute. Why don't you want any children? He just says, I just never seen myself with any children. I needed to get successful. Maybe the thought could come. But that doesn't make any sense, Rich. It's according to part B. A, you said that you've always had to take care of your brothers and sisters. And that's the reason why you don't want any children. I do think that the writers are forgetting what they already said for part A. So that doesn't make any sense. So then Tony was like, well, you're pretty well off. You have a chain of businesses going on right now. I think he even said that there's a restaurant going up or a shop going up in Buckhead pretty soon. So what is the issue? You love her, don't you? Like, I wouldn't mess this up. Whatever all that means, I still don't understand Rich and Sabrina being together still. Then we see Andy back in her office. Jordan pops in and he says, you know what? I'm not leaving this office until you tell me what's going on. because I done heard about you getting married to Gary. What is all this? That was the ending scene. Oh my. No, I gotta talk about this. Karen and Pam, they have a conversation, and I was somewhat more on Pam's side a couple weeks ago when it was suggested that she gets money from Pam, but because of how Pam acted this episode, acting all stank, whatever, you need to pay Karen her money. So Karen brings up the whole credit card issue. It looks like Pam has been the only one using the card, and she maxed it out. And she said, hey, while I was getting my stuff, I got stuff for the salon. And she said, all you brought was a lamp and something else, a table. Everything else has been on you. And Pam was like, oh, you can borrow some money. That's no problem. And Karen said, I'm not borrowing nothing. Like, whatever you owe me, you're going to give me. And that's just that. And it's quite crazy that you've used all my resources and all that, and we having this type of discussion. She says that I need a cut on this business or there won't be any more Roots and Riches around here. And she says, I don't understand why you want anything because you have shitted on it all this time. And Karen says, not true. I think you did. I think now that it's successful, you're ready to at least be a part of it, also to get your money back. So I think it's a dual thing going on with you, Karen. And she starts talking about, you were doing your thing and all that. Don't you know all these hairstylists are upset at you for not even doing your job? And then Pam gonna say, oh, they're just jealous. Pam, you are crazy, for real. So she said, you know what? In 8 months, I'm going to give your money back because this is a successful business and da-da-da-da-da. I said, ma'am, don't you know how credit cards work? You're supposed to pay a balance every month. So that was dumb for her to say that. And no, I don't like how Pam is treating all this. How you've even become slightly successful in this business is using all of Karen's resources. I don't like that. And you seem like a user. And as of yet, you have not done anything for yourself. That's not cool whatsoever. Anyways, that's all I do have for this episode. Tell me what you think. It was kind of filler. They were trying to talk about stuff, but whatever. But I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video and also subscribe to my channel. Until the next one, peace.